So World of Wallets is all about people, I hope. And I think cities should be about people. Cities are people. You know, when the crisis happened, I really thought this is our chance to prove that we have to do things differently. It's not about the numbers. It's not about how much money we make in a certain place. It's about commitment. You know, how do you show commitment in cities? You know, the first thing I learned when I was in urban development prior to 2008, working for big companies, is you only do a little part of the urban development. You're either an architect, and then you sell your product to a developer. The developer works with builders and builds and sells. And then there's maybe an investor that buys the building, and maybe there's the next investor that owns it in the last part. And then people have to live there. And the people that live there have no contact with the architects in the beginning. So that's what they call last in, first out. Everybody wants to be last in, first out. It's a developer, it's the bank. The bank says, you know, I will give you my money, but I'm the last to give you my money. And if you earn money, you give me back my money first. And I thought that's not commitment. So what we decided after 2008, we're going to found our company, and we're going to be first in, last out. We want to create those communities and think in a very early stage how people want to live. Talk to those people, involve them, listen to them, you know, and maybe it doesn't work, but we can engage with them and see what we want to build for the long term. Because for us, it's important that we're there when they start living there and when their second generation is there. That's what we really want. And maybe it's not me, but surely our company and the people that I work with and the people that choose to work with us, they want to be there. They want to live with the people in those cities. And this is a question of doing the right thing. You know, and this is something that maybe my dad taught me, or, you know, that I saw when I grew up. But the other thing is, you know, doing the right thing is the Earth Charter, you know, ethics. You know, if you really think about what was wrong in 2008 or before 2008, it was ethics. Ethics on Wall Street, ethics in soccer, ethics in the car industry. Everywhere it was wrong. And we started to believe it was normal. And I always felt uncomfortable executing, you know, maybe at the expense of the people that live in the areas that we were going to build. You know, I worked in areas where architects designed the building, and even after 10 years, people were not allowed to change the design or change the way they wanted to live in that building. You know, for me, that's unbelievable. I want to create places. I want to create dynamic places that grow organically and leave no one behind. You know, we're not perfect, but we are trying to create those places. And we have one project in the south of Holland, former coal mining industry, third generation, a lot of unemployment. People that didn't know what to do, nobody believed in new industry, and we took over a very large empty building and we tried to do something new. And within 5 years, there's 1,200 people working there. And it's not all new jobs, but there's some new jobs. And people will start believing themselves again. And first, we started to rebuild the old building. We gave jobs to people that were forgotten. Sometimes just cleaning jobs, but people felt proud again that every day they could go to work and be part of a team and do the right thing, you know, have purpose in their life. And then, you know, once we started to build the community, there was more economy. We used the cash flows from the economy to invest in ecology. So, you know, we implemented new materials, better materials, waste systems, bioenergy, solar energy later. So just in the first phase, and it grew, and in everything we did, we tried to involve local companies and local workers that didn't have jobs before. And again, not perfect enough, so we were always looking for the next best thing. So, and just as an example, we decided, you know, there was a big parking lot. We wanted to do something new there, and we thought maybe we can build a big solar park there and the cars underneath. But not just a solar park. Maybe try to involve many of the principles of the Earth Charter. So make sure that people are involved, that there's new energy, that there's better materials, that we do something back for the Earth. So in this project, we have 1 megawatt of solar panels, but we decided to build them on renewable materials. One of the renewable materials was wood production from Africa. And not just ship it in, but make sure that people in Africa are involved in sustainable harvesting of their forest. So a 30-year program where there's little bits of harvesting, and they're involved, they do the harvesting, they do the value-added industry. They make everything until it's shipped to us. And not just that, they're not just the jobs, but also the schooling before they go and do the harvesting. So there's also an investment through our companies and partners in the schooling in Africa, so people know what they're doing. They learn how to do the harvesting, the value-added industries. They learn about economy, they learn about sales and marketing. So that's part of the project as well. Another project was, a lot of those things stand on concrete. Concrete is one of the worst things in sustainability. So we found out that we can actually develop sustainable concrete, better concrete. And with all that also save 400 tons per year in carbon emissions, just on the building side. So that was one too. The other thing is, we said if we do the solar panel at a certain angle, we can collect much more water from the sky and clean it, filter it into an area where, plants and natural microbes filter that water so we can reuse it. So that's part of the project as well. And again, you have energy from the sky, from the sun. And we use that energy also to charge electric cars. In Holland, it's nice that you charge an electric car, but if the plug goes into a system that's fired up with coal energy plants, it's still not very sustainable. But if they charge in our solar panels, then we know it's 100% sustainable. And then also when it's opening, we have new workers there, people that were left outside the labor market. They had a hard time finding jobs. And now there's new people there that if you park your car, you can ask them to wash your car that day. It's part of the whole system. So there's also new jobs created locally. So we have the African jobs, we have renewable materials, we have carbon reduction, we have new energy. And all those things are important in a thing that we think defines our ethical choices, and that's the Earth Charter.